What's going on, everyone? So, Bradley Beal. What is going on with Bradley Beal? We were told 24 to 48 hours, we'd have our decision, we'd know what would happen, right? That Bradley Beal is just kind of weighing his options and whatnot. You're starting to hear a ton of reports, a lot of traction starting to pick up about the Los Angeles Clippers, that Bradley Beal is headed to the Los Angeles Clippers, right? That's why they ended up getting rid of Norman Powell. They maybe know something that we don't know, right? Bradley Beal could start beautifully, supposedly, again, this is based on reports, the Clippers' plan is to essentially go get Chris Paul and Bradley Beal, right, to pair with the unit that they have, and then they're basically 10 deep, right? Like, you'd have, James Harden, Bradley Beal, Kawhi Leonard, John Collins, along with a Ivica Zubac, which I'm not going to lie, that starting five is ridiculous, right? And then even the bench five would be like Chris Paul. You'd have a Dunn, like Chris Dunn. You'd have Nicholas Batum, right? You'd have Brook Lopez, right? Like, the point is that they're like 11 deep, right? And I know I'm missing guys, but you get the point, right? Like, they'd be like 10 to 11 guys deep and just a really tough team, right? So I kind of look at that situation and it's like, well, yeah, like, hopefully that doesn't happen. Maybe they do know what they know. I think that they just, because the original reports were that they're trading a Norman Powell because they didn't want to pay him. They were going to have to pay him. And the contract that he wanted, they didn't want to have to pay him, so they wanted to get something out of him, where John Collins is probably going to get paid less than what Norman Powell gets paid. But also, John Collins, in my opinion, is better for the Clippers than Norman Powell is. Right? There are kind of questions about the Clippers, like scoring-wise, but I think if you have a healthy Kawhi Leonard, you'll be fine. Right? Like, John Collins solves a lot for that team. Gives you size, athleticism out on the perimeter, gives you three-point shooting, gives you a small ball center that you can slot in and play alongside. Like John Collins, if I'm the Clippers and I could have John Collins or a Norman Powell, I would rather have John Collins if I'm that team, right? I mean, obviously, clearly they did prefer the same thing, right? Now, again, the perception is like, oh, Bradley Beal, but that came after. Right? The original reports were that, hey, they're doing this because they don't want to pay Norman Powell and they want to get something out of the deal, right? And again, John Collins made more sense. Maybe that was part of it. Like, maybe it's like, hey, we'll do this and now it's more enticing for Bradley Beal, right? But that doesn't necessarily mean that they are going to land Bradley Beal or that they did it with the intention of landing Bradley Beal. They probably did it for the reasons that were reported why they did it. And if they can just land Bradley Beal as a consolation prize, then so be it. And look, if I'm being honest, it probably makes more sense for Bradley Beal to go to the Clippers. Right? As painful as that is to say as a Laker fan, it's true. Because I don't know if he starts for the Lakers. He should, but I don't know if the Lakers are going to start him over Austin Reeves. And there is zero shot that you're playing Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, and Bradley Beal as your three guys. At least I pray to God they don't do that. That would be a disaster, right? So somebody's got to come off the bench. Austin Reeves is going to be due a new contract. He's supposed to be your future, right? And you're going to end up going and paying him. You don't want to piss Austin Reeves off, and now he ends up leaving you high and dry, and you lose him for nothing. So unless the Lakers are going to trade Austin Reeves, it might be best, if you go get Bradley Beal, it might be in your best interest to go trade Austin Reeves at that point, right? Because again, like if I'm Bradley Beal, I'm going to make the same money regardless. Do I want to make the money and go to a team like the Clippers and start and contend for an NBA championship? Or do I want to go to a team like the Lakers and come off the bench? And, how many minutes am I going to really get? How often are they going to play Luka, Austin Reeves, and Bradley Beal, right? Like, all these questions are legitimate questions. And again, if I'm Bradley Beal, I'm probably looking at it as like, I'd probably rather go with the Clippers. Like, I get the reports, I get the logic, and that's probably why a lot of these reporters are saying what they're reporting. They're not saying that Bradley Beal, like the insider, Bradley Beal's cousin told us that he wants to go to the Clippers and stay, right? Like, Eric Pincus still stands by like, hey, no, Lakers are getting Bradley Beal on a 2-year deal, right? Like, that he believes that that's going to be the case, right? And look, Bradley Beal's preferred destination was the Lakers via trade. I mean, Bradley Beal's been linked and wanting to go to Lakers for before the Russell Westbrook trade, for years now, right? So now is your one chance and opportunity to do it, and you're not going to do it? Hey, you're better off going there. And if you're Bradley Beal, like, if I'm Bradley Beal, I'm like, you really don't think I can outplay Austin Reeves? Like, do you remember? Do you not know who I am? Right? Like, Bradley Beal, I was averaging 31 2 years ago. Like, dude, I'm Bradley Beal. Like, I'll be able to do this. Hey, you just outplay Austin, you bust Austin Reeves' ass in training camp. All of a sudden, you're the guy starting, right? Like, it's that simple. Because if you're JJ, I'm going with the best guy. Who's the best guy? Right? Like, hey, Austin, sorry. Right? Maybe you're bringing Austin in. Austin still get a ton of minutes because you can play him at the 1 or the 2. So, when Luka goes to the bench, Austin Reeves is taking over, right? So Austin Reeves is still going to play probably 30 minutes a night, right? You just got to manage it over the course of the regular season. But my biggest kind of question mark, though, for all of this, right? There's all this news, all this buzz, all this hype about Bradley Beal. And Bradley Beal is going to the Clippers. And the Clippers are, made the move now. Like, the story and narrative has changed. Okay, fine. So, according to these reports, the Clippers made the move that they made now, not because of the contract issue, but because of they wanted to go and make a play for Bradley Beal. Fine. Bradley Beal supposedly wants to go to the Clippers. Like, that's his destination now. That's the team that he wants to go to. Why hasn't this happened yet? If Bradley Beal knows where he wants to go and he's going to the Clippers like everyone seems so confident that he is, and we know Phoenix is going to buy him out, and all of this is done, and there were reports that this was going to happen in 48 hours, he was just kind of weighing his options. If he really made his decision, right, and he wanted to go to a team like the Clippers, and the Clippers made the move because they knew he was coming, why hasn't it happened yet? Like, Bradley Beal knows what he has to take. It's not like even the contract, because usually the default answer is like, okay, well they're negotiating the terms. Bradley Beal knows what, because they want to waive and stretch him. So Bradley Beal already knows he has to take at least $14 million. So again, like, it's not like, oh, well, I want an extra 5. Like, you can't do it. You either want to buy out or you don't. Right? So that's the thing. Regardless, if this is really going to happen, you know why Bradley Beal would wait? Because a team like the Lakers can't sign him right now. Here's the other side of that, right? The Lakers are working on a consolidation trade. That's what they're working on, right? You got 3 months before training camp. Bradley Beal doesn't have to get bought out today. Bradley Beal doesn't have to get bought out for another 3 months almost, right? So if not more likely that the reason that this was already supposed to be done. Is it possible that Bradley Beal is giving the Lakers time to go work out that consolidation trade to free up the full biannual exception, and then also in the same time free up the roster space to sign him? Clippers could go get him right now. Literally right now. They could go, Bradley Beal buys out, boom, goes to the Clippers. And maybe that's what happens. Maybe even while you're watching this video, we get news that that's what happens. I don't know. It's very possible, right? But it's a little odd that everyone's so sure he's going to the Clippers. Everyone's so sure that the Clippers did what they did for Bradley Beal. We already got the word that Phoenix and Bradley Beal are that they're leaving. The Phoenix Suns are buying Bradley Beal out, and it's not done. He's not already a Clipper. Why? Anywhere else he wants to go. All the other teams, Warriors, right? The Milwaukee Bucks, all these teams, right? Because it was Warriors, Bucks, Clippers, and Lakers were the 4 teams that were at the top of the list. All of those teams he could go sign with right now. The only team that he can't sign with right now is the Lakers. It's literally the only team. So what's more likely? That the reason that this is being held up is not because he wants to go to one of these other destinations, but because the only place he really wants to go can't sign him right now. They can't. They have zero. They have to get off somebody. They can waive Shake Milton, but if Bradley Beal wants the biannual exception, they still, even waiving Shake Milton, Lakers could free up the roster spot to go get him. They just can't free up the money to go get him. So they have to do a consolidation trade, right? So again, if Bradley Beal knew where he wanted to go, if Bradley Beal wanted to go to any place that wasn't the Lakers, he could go. He'd probably already be there, right? He'd probably already have the word. So why wouldn't he want to go? Okay, so again, his preferred destination was the Lakers, right? he wanted to be traded to the Lakers. He's wanted to be in LA for years. Now, obviously, the Clippers are in LA, but he wanted to be a Laker. It wasn't like, oh, he wanted to be traded to the Clippers. And I'm talking about for years. Years. It wasn't like, oh, I just want to be in LA. Like, I don't care Clippers or Lakers. No, it was like, I want to be in LA, but I want to be a Laker. Okay, well, now's your chance to be that. Right? Like, why not go be that if you can? Again, if he wanted any other team, he could go sign with that team right now. What are you waiting on? What are you waiting for? Right? Like, it doesn't make any sense unless you're waiting for the Lakers. Why? Because the Lakers can't sign you right now. Not for the biannual exception, if that's what he wants. Not, you want the BAE, you're going to have to, you're going to have to wait for the Lakers. It's kind of what that feels like to me. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.